Hello, Aquarius. My name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. Welcome to your 2025 full year summary. It's called The Serpent's Journey on my channel anyway. And what we're going to do a little bit different this year, we're going to do the overarching energy with all these oracle cards, and then we'll get into your month by month tarot in the next segment. I just think it's too much for one reading. It just is. So you need two, and so we're doing two. Okay, let's get started right away. You have Earth's heart here, and this is number 52 in this deck. What I love about this card is that you have the Earth sort of enveloping this rose, right? And this rose looks very, very protected and beautiful. It's not being crushed. Nothing like that is happening, right? And it is like a card of almost buried treasure, right? And it's a call to reconnect with the earth. This card tends to come out when something's blossoming deep within us, right? Inside us. It requires us to tend to it though, right? It's not going to blossom by itself. So ask yourself here, Aquarius, what is trying to come out? What talent do you have, or what gift do you have that needs tending to in order to blossom? I think that's going to be a focus this year for you. You have your astral weather here. Man, you have Mercury retrograde, right? For this to be on the table like this, that means this year, this coming year, Mercury retrograde is going to be deeply affecting you, for better or for worse, but more so than it has in the past, okay? So keep a lookout for that. Retrograde dates March 14th through April 7th, starts in Aries, ends in Pisces. Starts in Pisces, ends in Aries. July 17th through August 11th in Leo. November 9th through November 29th. Those dates, you should write them down. Just pay attention. Usually when you're on social media, you see the Mercury retrogrades coming. But take note of it, because I think that it's going to affect you. And like I said, it doesn't have to be negative. Sometimes it's going to affect you differently this year than it has in the past, whatever that means to you, okay? You do have the card of Aquarius, and if you watched me shuffle, you know that this fell out by itself, and I love when that happens. So, obviously we know Aquarius is January 20th through February 18th. I look at the Aquarius card in this, and I think of Pluto in Aquarius, right? Because on November 19th/20th, Pluto moves into Aquarius, and it stays there for almost 20 years. Deeply affecting us, deeply affecting us. If you need to go and Google that, if you haven't heard about it, which I doubt because they're on YouTube, you could look it up on YouTube, you could look it up on the internet. It is everywhere. It is seriously important. If any of you would like the link to a really good astrologer, somebody that I really like to listen to, I'm not affiliated with him at all, I'll be happy to put it in the comments if you ask. But some of the things that this man has said to me has come to pass a year after. It's just crazy. But anyway, you also have Venus here. And Venus rules our money and our love. Also beauty, money, love. So these are going to be on the table this year as well. You have Freya. And Freya is the Norse. She's a Norse goddess associated with sexuality, love, fertility. Kind of Venus energy, if you think about it, right? Heavy Venus energy. So what is going to be going on with you this year? Represents somebody coming into their own, right? Maybe somebody coming into some serious sexual energy. Doesn't have to be a woman, you could be a male, but this carries with it a lot of sexual energy. And also she is a shape shifter. So I have to ask you, between this card and this card, what are you trying to shape shift into? There is something that you're putting, well, you might not know the answer to that right now. But there will be something that you're putting energy into to change. You're changing into something. You're definitely changing into something. And it looks positive. It looks different. It looks definitely fascinating. Definitely fascinating. Okay, here you have Uluka Vahana, Grace of she who rides the owl, overarching your year. She is like the goddess of spiritual awakening. She is also the goddess of wealth and balance. She comes to correct that which is dark, unnatural, against nature. She comes to correct that. She is divine justice, but she always brings justice mixed with compassion. She's not retributive. She's corrective. So she's correcting an injustice. She's correcting something that was not right, something that was wrong. Wrong. You have warrior spirit here on the table here, Aquarius. Beautiful energy for you to be governing your year. This card always reminds me of air and Aries. So, you might have Aries highly aspected in your chart. And if you don't, I have to tell you, you are slipping into this warrior energy regardless of your big three or your big four. Definitely. That is amazing energy. You have here the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands, by the way, we do not take any reversals here on the first leg of this. When we do the tarot, we will. But the first leg, which is why this came out like this, but I always turn it right side up for the oracle part. But here you have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is manifestation energy. It's expansive energy. Beautiful, beautiful energy. God, I love the way this is, the rhythm this is taking, because I'm telling you, last year for Aquarius, it was tough. And I had to say what was on the table. And I think many Aquarians did have a tough year as a result. You also have screenplay here. So there may be some Aquarians here who are looking to literally write a screenplay, or somebody who is just into writing and creating anyway. There is writing here on the table. What are you trying to birth? What are you trying to tend to? What are you trying to shapeshift into? What are you trying to manifest? You have this warrior spirit on the table. Where did that come from? You had this push. You're coming into the year. You're coming into the year with this rejuvenation and fulfillment, this chalice. You're coming into the year like this. Last year you came into the year, at least in my reading, the Aquarians I read for, they came into the year not feeling not feeling good. It wasn't a good thing. This might also be emotional. That cup being what it is, you might be feeling on the emotional side. It's not good or bad. It's just, it is what it is. Now, what I like is you enter the year that way and you leave the year very grounded. And this Earth's heart and this Earth's card, it says utilize logic, reason, and common sense. You are grounded. You may feel emotional at the beginning of the year, but by the time the year ends, the Earth's heart envelops you. Common sense, grounding, beautiful. Here you have, you have rhodonite. It says, my mental and emotional bodies are balanced. I attract nurturing people. Now, make sure that doesn't fall. Now, rhodonite is referred to as the rescue stone, right? Because of its ability to heal. It can help you manifest too by clearing away old baggage that may be blocking your goals. My advice to you is to start the year with this in your pocket. Get a small piece. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I do not sell it. I'm not trying to sell it to you, but I am going to tell you that if you're going to buy it, do not buy it from Temu. Do not buy it from Amazon. Don't buy it from a place that's questionable that might be Chinese glass. Okay? Definitely spend the money and go to a real crystal shop, like maybe even a local store or someone online that you really, really trust. Now, this is not expensive, but if it's glass from China, it's not going to be any help to you. So definitely go find the real thing. Enter your year with this, and you'll find that it grounds you throughout the year. I love this manifesting stuff. I love this warrior spirit that you are engaging in. I love the fact that you're trying to create something here. You are trying to create something. please let me know what that is. Maybe it's not even a blip on your radar right now. It's very possible. Okay. Now it bears to mention that the Three of Wands is like Sun and Aries energy. And I told you, definitely Aries energy here on the table. I'm going to write that down for us. I'm going to write it down right now because it might stand, it might mean something for us later here. It might. I really love the overarching energy for your year. Now let's get into your month by month tarot. I will see you on the other side. Okay, Aquarius, let us go through the breakdown of your year, month by month. We'll start with January here, and we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Cups in reverse is Neptune in Cancer. You know, we mentioned that you were coming into this year with that chalice, right? And the chalice can be, you know, it can be emotional, right? I think it is much better than the way you came into the year last year, at least for whoever I was reading for last year. This year, it is a rather emotional time, and here is your proof with the Queen of Cups in reverse, right? This is insecurity. It could be giving too much, dependency, neediness. It could just be being emotionally exhausted, being way too selfless, right? Giving too much. Being controlled. You could be being controlled by emotions. This is how you're coming into the year, maybe how you're feeling in January, and this is a coupled with the harvest rune. And that's a very interesting combination because, you know, we just mentioned what all those things mean in the Queen of Cups, but the harvest rune is totally different, right? It's abundance, it's reward, it's could be self-employment, could be knowledge as acquisition, could be just meeting your needs. So there's two things going on here, right? You have good news, you have bad news. I'm not saying it's bad news, you know, you have good news, but you're coming into the year with some sadness of some kind. So I like the fact that whatever it is you're going through emotionally is coupled with you being cared for in other ways. Okay. We'll go over this again. I'm trying to think of whether I'd like to. You know what? I think I'm going to do it as we go along. I think it'll just be easier. All right. So January, we have the Queen of Cups, and you have to excuse me. You are my first reading. Aquarius, you are always my first reading. And as a result, you are always the guinea pig. So I am going to give this a quick shuffle because I don't believe I did that. And we'll clarify as we go along. I just think it'll be better. It'll be easier. Now, at the end of this reading, I'm going to summarize everything, including what we talked about in the oracle portion. Okay? So stick around for that because we're going to be doing a breakdown of the numbers as well. So we have here January. We have the Queen of Cups. We have this feeling, this emotional feeling, right? For better or for worse, you're feeling emotional. You might be feeling controlled by your emotions. You might be feeling like you're giving too much, but it's coupled with the harvest card. So you're gaining something as a result too. And for January, as far as Aquarius goes, you have family, home, employment. This could have something to do with your home. This could have, you might be getting news about your home, your family. There is abundance here. There is a harvest here, but there is also you feeling exhausted, you feeling tired, you feeling out of sorts, you feeling rather emotional. Okay. Mixed bag of nuts that month. Okay. So let's move on. In February, you have the Five of Cups coming in sideways. And the Five of Cups sideways, it's like Mars and Scorpio energy. It's it's a choice. You have a choice here. Are you going to look at a certain situation like it's loss, it's disappointment, it's grief, or are you going to look at it as acceptance, moving on from something, finding peace within it, seeing the positives? And this has something to do, I think, with a relationship, because you have this ruin, which represents romance. It represents a relationship, any kind of relationship, a partnership, a friendship, even a friendship. It could represent a marriage, but it depends on how you want to look at this situation. There is something here going on in February that you're going to have to make a decision. When the cards come in sideways, it is a decision that you are going to have to make as to how you see it or how you're experiencing it. So for each Aquarian, it's going to be different. And as you can see, the first half of the year is riddled with decisions on your part. So let's look at this, right? You have the Five of Cups coming in sideways for February, and you have confusion, Neptune energy, illusion, right? You're going to be confused. You're going to go waffle back and forth, right? You might have been looking at a relationship with rose-colored glasses. Something's forcing you to look at things a little differently. I think you're going to have a decision to make that month for sure, okay? Definitely. For the record, I'm glancing at your cards. The second half of your year is a lot better than the first half of your year as far as I'm concerned. And I am an Aquarian, so I pay close attention here. Aquarius. Now, here in, let's just move on. We have March. And in March, you have the Ten of Pentacles coming in sideways, right? When you look at this card, it could mean many things depending on whether it is, whether it's, in reverse or not, right? It is Mercury in Virgo, but more than that, you have a choice. There might be conflict over money. There might be some sort of conflict going on. You might be breaking a tradition. You might be trying to decide whether to break a tradition or not. You might be thinking heavily about your legacy and making decisions about that legacy, your foundation. This could represent a windfall that you have to make decisions about as well. But you also chose the 3 rings. And the 3 rings are 2 things coming together and forming one thing. Forming a third thing, I should say, right? So it's like would a man and a woman come together and create a child, except it's really mostly not about that here. It's about 2 things or people or roles coming together to produce a third thing. It could be an old bond breaking or a new one forming, but it is definite growth and it is definite decision making for the first... Yeah, honestly, for the first half a year, on and off. So you have here in March for Aquarius, please. In March for Aquarius. You have distance, to retreat or time. Do you want to take a retreat or a time out? That might be part of the decision making. Are you going to distance yourself from this? There is something going on here in March, right? There's could be a conflict over money. I keep thinking that in my head. I don't know why. Yes, it could mean legacy. Yes, it could mean roots. It could be foundation. It could be windfall. It could be many things for many people. But the one thing that keeps going over and over in my head is conflict over money. So there might be something you're distancing yourself from, or someone you're distancing yourself from to try to figure this out, to get some input on your own to figure all this out. Now, in April, you are faced with the 7 of Swords in reverse, and this is coming right after what we just discussed. Okay? You have the 7 of Swords in reverse. The 7 of Swords is Moon in Aquarius, confession, regret, truth revealed, consequences of a dishonest situation. There might have been someone here, Aquarius, who was dishonest with you, or was dishonest with something in their life, and now they have to pay the piper. They're being exposed. Something is being exposed here in April. And this ruin is called the flight. And the flight is movement, right? But It's more than that. It's news, it's social media, it's the spread of information, it's the cause and it's the effect. What did I say? Someone did something and now they have to pay the piper. News is going to be spreading. It's going to be everywhere. People are going to know. There's going to be a light shining on this person and what they did. It's exposure. It's exposure. Now, obviously, this thing has a bearing on you, or it wouldn't be in your reading. I honestly don't think this is you, Aquarius. Maybe for one or two of you, it might be. But I do think this may be someone else in your life here. Give me, for Aquarius here, you have comfort zone. Comfort zone. Clinging to a comfort zone. You may be clinging to a false reality about someone here, and they're going to be exposed. You may be clinging to something that doesn't exist with that Neptune energy. Yeah, there is something going on where somebody is going to be exposed here, Aquarius. Okay. All right. We will come back to this when we do the summary of the year, so just hang on for that. But let's move on. When we look at May, I see the Hermit. This is Virgo energy. It's a beautiful card, right? The Hermit is self-reflection, introspection, taking a time out, taking the focus inward. You're going inward, trying to look. This could be you searching for knowledge, maybe about what happened here. You could be trying to figure things out, trying to figure out what the truth of the matter is. You do have here the woman as a rune. Now, the woman is healing, it's nurturing. It's very Cancerian, very Cancerian. It's motherhood, it's feminine, it's moon energy, honestly. It's healing. It could be a male. I mean, I really believe this is your energy going inward. Now, whether you're male or female, you're really leaning on that Cancerian nurturing feeling, that thing that you're going inward to try to find the truth. Maybe you're in your feels a little bit here at the first half of the year. I mean, it just certainly looks that way. And it's very unlike any Aquarian reading I have ever seen or been a part of, for sure. But there is something going on, and you are figuring it out. It looks like you're determined to figure this out. Show me this Hermit energy for Aquarius in May. In May. In May. In May. You have wish fulfillment. Things start turning around. It looks like things really start turning around for you in May here, Aquarius. You go inward, or perhaps you go on a journey with that lantern, because you don't forget, the Hermit's lantern contains the star, right? So you're going on a journey to find the truth about something. Maybe somebody was exposed. Maybe they showed a side of them that you were looking at them with rose-colored glasses. It could be any of those things. But you go on a journey of discovery, and you find something, and you get some sort of wish fulfillment here. And this is in May. I'm really happy to see that. Let's look at June. In June, you have the Hanged One coming in sideways. It's very close. It's very similar to the Hermit. It's something that you do alone. However, this is coming in sideways, and it's Piscean energy, and it could be sacrifice. It could be a timeout. It could be you acquiring or trying to acquire a new perspective on something. Now, because it's going in sideways like this is a choice you're going to have to make. Do you see a situation or a person in a new way, or do you avoid seeing things in a new way? Do you experience apathy, or do you experience a new perspective? Are you going to avoid this, stick your head in the sand, or are you going to really contemplate on this? Now, you have, what I really love about this is you have the star guiding you here. And the star, as we know, is Aquarius. And this is your life's purpose, right? It's a possible wish coming true. Again, it depends on whether you want to look at this the way you should, okay? It could be a goal, it could be a happy ending. It could be the star could be guiding you to be true to yourself, because an Aquarian, above all things, can see things clearly. That King of Swords, he uses that sword to cut through the bullshit, and he sees what he needs to see. An Aquarius that is in denial will have a Hanged One coming in sideways. So you're going to have choices to make the first half of the year about something or someone. Could be a job, could be a family member, could be It could be a relationship. Obviously, it could be a relationship. There is something being exposed here. There is something being exposed here. And it's almost like you have no choice but to see the truth. You have no choice but to actually see the truth about what's going on here. Give me a card, the Hanged One, please. You have separation. Longing. You may be separated from someone or something. It says longing. It may or may not be accurate. The separation part, I believe, is, and you are being guided to look within yourself here, Aquarius. Do what you do best. Follow your internal compass. It will point you towards that North Star that you're so famous for. Please don't be the indecisive person. It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good. And ultimately, it won't get you where you want to be. And I could say all these things to you because I'm an Aquarian, so I understand. All right. When you're not yourself, when you're off kilter, everything is off kilter. Have you noticed that? All right. So let's move on to the second part of your year. You have the Chariot, more Cancerian energy. It looks like Cancer is a big part of this reading. Never thought I'd see the day. But here you have it. The Chariot. Success, ambition, willpower, self-control, focus, taking action, right side up, taking control, motivation, determination. And this is Cancer season because this is July. Boom. Not only that, but here you have the Man. Ruin. The Man is masculine energy. Whether you're male or female, you're stepping into masculine energy here. Confidence, assertiveness, action, being a provider of sorts, empowerment, strength. Love, love, love that month for you. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Okay? Big difference from the first half of the year, right, Aquarius? Show me July, please, for Aquarius. Show me July for Aquarius. Show me July for Aquarius. Show me July for Aquarius. We got that right here. We have Twin Flame. The Twin Flame card could be you coming together with another human being for sure. It could be the obvious thing here, or it could be you, and I've said this in other readings, coming, what did I just say? When an Aquarian is off kilter, nothing is good in their life. Everything is weird, right? Everything's sort of wonky. But when an Aquarius is on point and that sword is driven into the ground, the two parts of them come together. They form this one thing. And here it is. It is very, very similar to coming together with another person who's perfect for you. You become a brand new human. Now, like I said, this could be a relationship. It could be. I guess you can tune in to the readings for that month to see where that leads. But either way, it's a great, great, great month. If it's a relationship, it's a great, great, great relationship. If it is two parts of yourself coming together, finally, that's beautiful as well. Let's move on to August here. You have the Eight of Swords in reverse. The Eight of Swords in reverse is Mercury and Gemini, and in reverse, this is freedom, taking control, just like in July, taking control, facing fears, clear perspective, freedom from anxiety, free at last is what I'm thinking. Freedom at last. You coming into your own. And this comes with the Eye. Pretty sure this came out for you in November. Okay, for your November reading, the Eye. And what's the Eye? It's power, importance, seeing the truth, the lifting of a veil, finally seeing something, seeing things as they truly are, being a witness to something. Okay, beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. So we have this Eight of Swords energy in reverse for August. Eight of Swords energy in reverse for August. Decisions. I do think this amazing energy is going to be dependent upon some of the decisions you make. And you see how this is almost riddled with decisions, your first half of the year, what you choose to see, whether you take those glasses off. I think decisions, and listen, I think most of you make the right decisions, because look at this side of this doesn't say maybe it'll happen. It says this is what happens from these decisions. So I think 90% of you make the right decisions, right? But it's from these decisions this good energy is born, and Spirit wants you to know that, Aquarius. Now looking at September, you have the Eight of Wands. What a beautiful deck of cards, huh? You have the Eight of Wands. This is Saturn and Leo. This is conflict. It is conflict. It's aggression. It's tension. It could be competition. It's definitely stress, but it's stress involving another person or persons. You have the moon here again. Now the moon in these witches' ruins are a little different. It represents long-term change, transitioning, definitely feminine energy, Cancerian energy, but hidden agendas, right? So there's something you're battling against here. There's something you're definitely, I don't know, there's something going on here in September, okay, that you're battling, so to speak. And it is a transitory time for you. It is definitely a transitory time for you. Give me one for September, please, for Aquarius. September for Aquarius, please. September for Aquarius. I'll take both. For Aquarius, you have fire energy and you have your life's purpose on the table. So you go from South Node here at the beginning of the year, or that half of the year, to North Node. Your life's purpose here. Whatever it is you're fighting for you. There's something here that's very personal, and you step into this fire energy. Definitely, you step into this fire energy. Maybe you have fire highly aspected in your chart somehow. Maybe you don't. It doesn't matter. You're stepping into this energy regardless, and you're with those wands. You're standing up for yourself. You're battling against someone. Yeah. So let's continue, because here in October, interesting energy. My God, you have here in October, you have the devil, right? And you have wow, beautiful card. Anyway, yeah, you have the devil energy. This is Capricorn energy, of course. It's oppression. It could be addiction for some people. I really feel like you're bound to something here. For some people, it could be lust, hedonism, could be obsession. I mean, I'm pretty sure that in your oracle that there was something about sexuality. There was something about a little bit of hedonism. Perhaps it gets a little out of control. Perhaps you're exploring yourself here, okay? But you have to be careful, because there is a balance that you need to create. You can't be bound to anything. Don't get so addicted to certain things that you become, that you're not the master anymore of yourself, right? So there is that, but there is also this. There is the scythe, and that is Capricorn energy. This scythe here is a witch's ruin as well, but what it is it's Pluto. It is Scorpion energy, right? Sudden change, sudden endings, final decision, completion, cutting something away. Some of you need to proceed with caution, but I think many of you are cutting something away. Maybe you enter the month bound to something that at the end of the month you cut away. I don't see this as a giant... I do see this as a great turning point, because it is a major arcana, but there's nothing awful about this energy. This just seems to be, it just so happens that this is what happens. And it's part of your journey, and it's part of you taking another step towards that new thing, right? Towards that new person that you're turning into. Show me October. Reunion, soul ties. For some of you, I have to say, let me move this way. For some of you, this devil energy might be you with another person. This might be your weakness for another human being. This might be your weakness for certain other things. It's a weakness that you might have, but I have to tell you, whatever it is, it's a weakness that you conquer. It's something that is going to elevate you It's going to elevate you when you yourself make the choice. And it's not even sideways, but it's obvious that whatever it is, whether this is a person, is going to be different for all of you, right? Person, an addiction, anything like that that you feel bound to, you're going to unbind yourself. That Scythe is there to help you in that, okay? Let's move on to November here. Beautiful energy. You have the Ace of Cups. How pretty is that? The Ace of Cups, water energy. New romance. Next, taking things to the next level if there is an existing one. Happy news with money. Could be that too. Great job opportunity. Deeper intimacy. Now, what's wonderful is you receive the blank ruin, which is why I basically went down the gamut, right? It could be a new relationship, could be leveling up for a current relationship, could be a job that you love that's finally coming in, something finally coming into fruition, but it's something that you love. And the blank ruin makes anything possible. Anything possible. Limitless possibility, fate, real progression. This isn't bullshit. This is real progression. Love that. Love that. Love that. Okay. So look for that. Definitely. Towards the end of the year, something amazing happens. But I have to tell you, you don't have to wait that long, because it's the first half of the year might be some work, but the second half of the year looks amazing. Ace of Cups. Show me the Ace of Cups for Aquarius here. Show me the energy for November 2025 for Aquarius. Epiphany. Breakthrough. Epiphany. Breakthrough. Amazing month. Look at that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful energy. I love this for you, Aquarius. Jesus, do we deserve it or what? We do. Okay. Here in December, you have another sideways card. You have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is obvious Piscean energy. Intuition, your inner voice. There's a choice you're going to have to make here. Do you listen to your inner voice? This is another test. You could see it very clearly, right? Like once you pull back and see this bird's eye view of your year, you can see very clearly, right, that this is a test. Do you go back to your repressed intuition? Do you have your cognitive dissonance all lined up for yourself? Or do you turn this card right where it belongs and say, okay, I can see, and I'm not going to unsee? You're going to be tested again here in December. And here you have the Sun. Leo energy. More than that, the Sun in these ruins is the start of something new. Making a good decision, good news, justice, happiness, happy endings. Oh my God, beautiful. Love it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. December 2025 for Aquarius. December 2025 for Aquarius. December 2025 for Aquarius. December 2025 for Aquarius. You do have your ancestors watching you, or they're watching out for you, your guides. Whatever you consider spirit guides here, Aquarius. Whatever you consider spirit guides, your angels, the universe at large, your inner voice, ancestors, Jesus, the angel, whatever it is you believe in, Allah. I mean, honestly, anything that you believe in is your inner voice. Trust that. That will help you make a decision here in December. Now, the message, the energy that you're going to exude from most of this year is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is explosive fire energy. Explosive. It's very male, right? Very male. It's confidence. It's assertiveness. You're going to be, and look, right under that, you have the Four of Wands. You have the Four of Wands. Oh my God, you have the Death card right under that, dude. Obviously, and there's the Sun. You can't make this up. I mean, you can't. You have the Death card, which is Pluto energy. Aquarius is, Pluto is now in Aquarius. And look what you have to look forward to. You have the Sun again you have transformation through the death card. I'm going to keep these out. Let me see if I could fit them anywhere in this reading. Beautiful energy. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Love this for you. Love this. I love this for you. Okay. So you have all this wonderful energy. All right. I think what we're going to do is we're going to backtrack a little and summarize because it's a lot, right? It's definitely a lot. So let's see. Where do we start? Let's just start from the beginning. Okay. Last year, right? For your yearly summary, you were exiting 2024 with a higher self activation. I can see that. I can see it very clearly here on the table. Okay. You're coming in better than last year, but more emotional perhaps with that chalice, right? With those oracle cards, we noticed there was something buried, something that needs your attention, something that's blossoming this year, right? It could be the screenplay, that card that we saw, right? And that could represent anything that you can and should create. Doesn't have to be a screenplay per se, right? It could have something to do with writing, but it doesn't have to. It's something you're creating. It's a creation of yours that needs your input. It needs you to take action. It needs you to use that wand energy and take action. Mercury retrogrades, as we talked about, are very important for you this year. So pay attention to the dates. Money and love, big time. Remember, we were talking about that Venus energy at the beginning of, it's a year of shape-shifting. We talked about that as well with the oracles. And Freya asked you, what are you changing into? What are you shape-shifting into? Remember that? You could see the change here on the table. What are you, divine justice is definitely coming. And we saw that in one of these months. I remember that. And it is a year of manifestation, with that Three of Wand energy at the beginning of the reading where the oracle cards was. Definitely manifestation. And that warrior spirit we talked about, I see it over and over again, right? I see it over and over again here. There's some choices you have to make. Doesn't look easy at the beginning of the year, but I have to tell you, I see a warrior spirit here on the table. The overall number for the whole reading was 74, right? When we break that down, that's a number 11. That is a master number. It's a cardinal number, just like Cancer is a cardinal sign. All right. The number 11s are initiators. You're initiating something. You are initiating something. The most mentioned sign, of course, was Cancer. The most mentioned planets were Sun, Moon, Mercury. And Cancer obviously is associated with the moon. The signs we talked about were Aries, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Capricorn, Virgo, Gemini. In my opinion, the best months this year, July, August, November, December. Challenging months, February, April, September, October. My opinion. Your opinion could be different. I'm personally very excited about this. Last year, I was a little bummed out. I have to be honest with you. I saw the challenges I was going to be facing, and I have to tell you, it was a challenging year for me. And not every reading is going to be great, but I really love this reading for us, Aquarius. I wish you nothing but the absolute best. My star sisters and brothers, I will see you next time. Happy New Year.